If the villains from Pixar's Cars were charged for their crimes, the courtroom would certainly look like a scene straight out of Radiator Springs. This video into the hypothetical legal consequences these animated antagonists would face if their fictional misdeeds were subjected to real-world justice. Chick Hicks, reckless driving and endangerment. Chick Hicks, the notorious green race car in Pixar's Cars, would face serious legal repercussions for his on-track misconduct if subjected to real-world laws. Known for his aggressive racing tactics and disregard for the safety of his competitors, Chick's actions would likely result in charges of reckless driving and endangerment. Such charges stem from his frequent involvement in race incidents, where he intentionally causes crashes to gain an advantage over other racers. In a real-world context, this behavior could lead to multiple felony charges for assault with a deadly weapon, his race car. The law would view his actions as not only hazardous to other drivers, but also to spectators, thereby magnifying the severity of his offenses and possibly leading to a stringent legal penalty aimed at both punishment and deterrence.
It goes all mine. Trouble, turn three. Get through that, McQueen.
A huge crash behind the leader.
The consequences could include a hefty fine, a suspension or permanent revocation of his racing license, and even imprisonment, reflecting the legal system's commitment to road safety and fair play. Such a case would also serve as a stark reminder to all in professional racing of the serious implications of putting competitiveness above safety. Professor Z, terrorism and attempted murder. In the Pixar film Cars 2, Professor Z, also known as Professor Zindap, would likely face severe legal charges if his fictional crimes were prosecuted in the real world. His use of an electromagnetic pulse emitter designed to sabotage cars in the World Grand Prix directly endangers lives, categorizing his actions as acts of terrorism. Additionally, his attempts to kill specific targets, including Lightning McQueen, could lead to charges of attempted murder. These crimes, committed with the intent to disrupt an international sporting event and cause chaos, underline a clear motive aligned with terrorist activity, exposing him to serious legal consequences under federal laws that address terrorism and public safety. His orchestration of these acts, coupled with his leadership in a criminal organization, would likely result in a comprehensive prosecution, seeking to impose maximum penalties to both punish and deter similar future criminal endeavors. Miles Axelrod, fraud and environmental violations. Sir Miles Axelrod, the mastermind behind the World Grand Prix sabotage in Cars 2, would likely be charged with major legal offenses, including fraud and serious environmental violations, if his actions were scrutinized under real-world laws. Axelrod's scheme to discredit the new alternative fuel, Alanol, while secretly intending to promote his vast oil reserves, epitomizes corporate fraud. He deceived the global public and manipulated the market, actions that could lead to securities fraud charges and a thorough investigation by financial regulatory authorities. Additionally, his deliberate actions intended to cause car engines to explode under the guise of a faulty fuel could constitute environmental terrorism due to the potential harm to bystanders and the environment from these explosions. This blend of deceit and environmental recklessness would likely attract severe penalties, including substantial fines and a lengthy prison term, reflecting the gravity of endangering public safety and environmental health for personal gain. Jackson Storm, unfair competition and harassment. Jackson Storm, the high-tech racer and main antagonist in Cars 3, represents a new era of competitive racing and could potentially face charges of unfair competition and harassment if his actions were evaluated in a real-world legal context. Storm's aggressive tactics and psychological warfare aimed at intimidating and ousting veteran racers like Lightning McQueen could be scrutinized under anti-harassment and fair competition laws. His use of cutting-edge technology to gain a competitive edge might also raise questions about the legality of such advantages in sports. If it were proven that Storm used his technology not just to improve his own performance, but to actively sabotage or intimidate others, he could face serious repercussions. Legal actions could include sanctions from racing authorities, civil lawsuits from other racers, and possibly even criminal charges if his actions endangered others. The case against him would highlight the ethical boundaries of competition and the importance of maintaining a level playing field in professional sports. Legal consequences and repercussions. If the villains from Pixar's Cars series faced real-world legal consequences for their actions, the repercussions would be severe and multifaceted. Each character, depending on their specific crimes, would be subject to a range of legal penalties. For instance, Chick Hicks could face criminal charges for reckless endangerment and assault with a deadly weapon, his car, leading potentially to jail time and heavy fines, alongside a permanent ban from racing. Professor Z's engagement in acts that could be classified as terrorism, including the use of destructive devices, would attract federal prosecution, with possible charges of terrorism and attempted murder, likely resulting in a long-term prison sentence in a maximum security facility. Similarly, Miles Axelrod would face serious charges of fraud and environmental violations, which could lead to substantial financial penalties and corrective measures enforced by environmental protection agencies, along with possible incarceration. Jackson Storm's tactics could trigger investigations into sportsmanship and fair play, potentially leading to suspensions or bans from competition, as well as civil liabilities if other racers chose to sue for damages or emotional distress. These legal actions would not only serve as punishment, but also as a deterrent to prevent similar behaviors in any competitive or corporate environment, underlining the importance of ethics and legality in all forms of engagement, whether in sport or business. Public and media reaction. The public and media reaction to the hypothetical legal proceedings against the villains from Pixar's Cars series would likely be intense and widespread. Given the popularity of the franchise and its family-friendly appeal, news of these characters being prosecuted for their actions in the films would capture the imagination of audiences and media outlets alike. Social media platforms would buzz with discussions and debates, possibly trending with hashtags related to the trials. Traditional media outlets might cover the story with a mix of amusement and serious commentary on the implications of holding fictional characters to real-world legal standards. This scenario would also likely prompt deeper discussions about the influence of media on public perceptions of justice and morality. Furthermore, the coverage would serve as a unique intersection of entertainment, law, and ethics, providing a platform for various stakeholders to explore the boundaries of narrative fiction and its impact on societal norms and expectations. Rehabilitation and community service. If the antagonists from Pixar's Cars series underwent rehabilitation and participated in community service as part of their sentence, the outcomes could offer interesting insights into restorative justice within a fictional context. For example, Chick Hicks might be involved in programs that educate young drivers about safety and sportsmanship on the racetrack, turning his competitive drive into a positive force. Professor Z could contribute his technical expertise to develop automotive safety technologies, transforming his skills from creating destructive devices to enhancing car safety features. Similarly, Jackson Storm could engage in mentoring young racers from underprivileged backgrounds, promoting fair play and equality in racing sports. These scenarios not only help the characters make amends for their misdeeds, but also integrate them back into society as reformed individuals who contribute positively to their communities. Thanks for joining us on this fascinating journey through the world of Pixar's Cars, where we explored what might happen if its colorful cast of characters faced real-world legal consequences. Got any thoughts or questions? Drop a comment below. Also make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more insights and drive safely out there.